What is up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WP Workshop. What I want to show you today is how to build the simplest working web page scraper in n8n. Okay, so first of all, why am I even doing this? Well, there are a number of tools online that allow you to scrape content from the web, but they usually come with loads of additional elements that are being scraped. Basically, if you take any given web page, there's lots of code in it. And most of that code is not the actual content, right? It's styling, scripts, various elements that you cannot even see. And the problem is that it just clutters the whole data set. And if you are using that content as part of an agentic workflow or something, then you're basically using up your context for stuff that's not even important. So what you need is the raw content. And yeah, there's a very simple way to do it actually, to get that. Okay, and this is it. I promised it's gonna be simple, and it's basically just two nodes, the scrape page node and then extract content. So what's going on? Let me walk you through. Basically, this first node in here, this is a standard set node that I'm using to provide the URL of the website that I want to scrape. Of course, you can provide that URL through any other node. It could be like a chat node, or it can be coming even from another workflow. This is all up to you. I'm just going the simple path by using a set node. And I am scraping the latest announcement of the latest model by Claude. So I just want to scrape that content, get the raw text of it. Cool, so that is that. The next node is where all the magic is happening. So this is just a standard HTTP request. It's doing rather standard stuff. It just sets the URL to be coming from the previous node. It uses the get method. It just sends a couple of headers, lists, was accepted, and so on and so forth. And as you can see here, as the result of the work of this node, we are getting a ton of stuff. We are actually getting the entire HTML of the page. And in most cases, this is going to be way too much for anyone to work with, even for AI agents. This just goes on and on because it contains the entire HTTP code of this page. And as usual with web pages, the actual information is only a small percentage of the whole size of the page. So we need to scrape it somehow. We need to clean it up. And yeah, I'm just scrolling. It goes on and on and on and on. It's a huge page, even though it doesn't look like a huge page. There's just like a couple of paragraphs on that page. And that illustrates quite well, you know, the problem with scraping content and then doing something with it. So what we're gonna do next is extract that content and clean it up so that we only get the text contents of what we are interested in. So let's take a look. This is basically a code node. It uses simple JavaScript to filter through elements and then return only what's interesting to us. So first off, what it's doing, it's just setting the address of the page, it's fetching the title of the page, and then removes all the website junk, let's call it. So it gets rid of all the script tags, styles, footers, headers, and so on. Then when that is done, it looks for what's commonly used to hold the main contents of a web page, meaning an HTML tag that's an article, a class like post content, entry content, content body, and so on. And then when it finds it, it just turns it into standard text. Finally, it returns all of it as markdown. And we do get two elements in that markdown markup. We get the title and formatted text. So, you know, just to make it simpler, what I'm doing is just sending it as an email because that's an easy way for me to demonstrate what's going on. So let's execute that workflow. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, it only takes a couple of seconds. It says that an email has been sent. So let's just see what it looks like. And cool, I have the email right here. Let's just compare it, you know, side by side versus the original page. And you can see that basically all the elements are here. We get the title, we get the first text that comes on the page, and then the announcement, and finally the main contents of this page. And as you can see, we've cleaned it up really well. It's just the content that remains. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. It's very simple. And I tested that workflow with other pages as well. I tried scraping standard blog posts from WordPress and also various press releases, news stories, and so on. And this basically works every time. Sometimes, yeah, we do get a couple of additional sections, let's say, that might not be needed every time, but all the important information is always there. software. So yeah, what you can do with it? Well, I'm just sending an email, but you can, for example, send this off to a different agent, right? To some other AI tool that's gonna do something with that content of a web page. It's all up to you, basically. Do check it out, do test if that is working for you as well. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm Karol, you can find me at wpwork.shop, and see you next time.